Chosen one, this Friday will make history in your life. Please listen. This is not an ordinary day coming. This is not just another moment on the calendar. This Friday is not just a place on the timeline. It is a divine appointment set in the spiritual realm long before you ever saw it coming. It is etched with power, wrapped in mystery, and pulsing with a supernatural momentum that only a select few will feel stirring within them before it happens. You didn't arrive here by accident. You didn't survive what you did just to remain still. You are standing on the threshold of a moment that has been praying for your arrival, just as much as you've been praying for breakthrough. This Friday is about divine timing meeting divine destiny. It is about the shift from everything you've endured to everything that is about to unfold. And if you have the courage to lean into this word with your heart open and your spirit fully present, what you are about to step into may go down as one of the most defining moments of your entire life. Stay with me until the end of this message and allow these words to sink deep into your spirit and write your warmest wishes and the number 99 in the comments. This is more than just an act of participation. It is a moment of alignment. It is your way of speaking life into the atmosphere of placing a divine marker on your future. Because every wish written in love sends ripples throughout the unseen realm. Now, chosen one, like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. Chosen one, you have gone through seasons that broke others. You have stood in the fire while others collapsed. You have walked through storms that left you soaking in silence. Misunderstood, judged, forgotten, or even ridiculed, but none of that disqualified you. None of that erased your promise. In fact, it did something the world didn't expect. It refined you. It awakened something hidden. And now, this Friday, your preparation meets purpose. Your endurance meets elevation. The hidden work you did in private is about to be revealed in public. Don't let the stillness of the days before you. God often moves in silence before he makes a scene in your story. He hides build up so the unveiling carries power. And right now, the stage is being set for your unveiling. Your name is being whispered in rooms you haven't walked into yet. And what's coming is not something small or temporary. It's historical. It's generational. It's unforgettable. It's this changed everything kind of energy. Let me tell you, chosen one, there's something different about this Friday. There's a prophetic wind moving across the spiritual landscape, a wave of favor that only touches those who are ready to rise. And you are ready. This Friday is like a spiritual vault being opened. And your access has been authorized. You've been faithful even when no one clapped. You've sown seeds when your hands were shaking. You believed in promises when everything around you looked like delay. And now, like a divine echo returning from the heavens, that belief is about to reward you, not just with things, but with alignment, with proof, with recognition, with legacy. And when people ask you years from now, when did it all change? You will look back and say, it started on that Friday. The Friday everything shifted. Listen closely. The reason this Friday matters so much is because it isn't just about what you're receiving. It's about what is being released. Some of you have had your blessing held back, not because you weren't good enough or smart enough or spiritual enough, but because the moment wasn't ripe yet. God has been aligning not just your blessing, but the atmosphere it needed to arrive in. Because the right blessing in the wrong moment becomes a burden, but the right blessing in the right moment that becomes a launch pad, and you're standing in front of that launch pad. Friday is that launch pad, and what is coming on that day will feel like sudden acceleration, but it's been growing beneath the surface for longer than you know. You're going to feel a lift, a release, a softening. The pressure you've been carrying is going to start shifting. The doubt you've wrestled with is going to begin dissolving. And it won't happen because someone gave you permission. It will happen because God already gave you the authority. This Friday is about reclaiming your authority. It's about walking in the boldness that has been locked inside you for too long. It's about standing in your royalty without shrinking to fit environments that weren't designed for you. You're not meant to keep playing small to keep others comfortable. You're not meant to keep hiding your light so others don't feel overshadowed. Your time of shrinking is over. This Friday marks the beginning of your expansion. Chosen one, let this truth pierce through every doubt that ever told you it wasn't going to happen for you. Let it cancel every voice in your past that said you weren't enough, too late, too flawed, or too broken because they didn't see what God planted inside of you. They didn't see the vision that was preserved for a time such as this. And just because they didn't see, it doesn't mean it wasn't there. It means it was being protected. It means it was being prepared. And now, like a treasure finally unearthed. After years of hiding, your purpose is about to shine in a way that makes even your past pain look like a prophecy. You didn't suffer in vain. You didn't cry for nothing. You didn't lose sleep just to be forgotten. The tears you sowed became rain. That watered your future. The nights you wept in silence became sacred altars where Heaven wrote your next chapter. This Friday isn't just a day. It's a doorway. A doorway into a new frequency, into a new level, into a version of your life that feels finally aligned with the truth of who you are. And when you walk through it, everything on the other side will look different. Not because the world changed, but because you changed. And the moment you change, the entire way the world responds to you must shift. You will attract differently. Yah will speak differently. You will think differently. And you will receive differently. The resistance you once seen you will begin to lose its grip. The struggle that once followed you like a shadow will begin to disappear in the presence of your light. Because this Friday is not about surviving.
It's
about starting. Starting a chapter that a story in your life will forever remember. You've waited long enough. You've stood still while others move forward. You've smiled while in pain, celebrated others while your own promise seemed forgotten, and showed up day after day even when it felt like life had placed you on an invisible shelf. But something is changing now, and it's changing quickly. The script that was written over your life is about to reveal its most glorious chapter yet. You see, Friday doesn't just represent a day. It represents a divine climax, itis the moment, when what was whispered in the dark begins to echo through reality. It is when the vision that lived inside your heart for years finally touches the soil of manifestation. Something irreversible is about to happen. Something that shifts the timeline. And when that thing arrives, your name will never again be associated with lack, delay, or confusion. It will be associated with breakthrough, purpose, favor, and history. This moment was tailored with your name on it. It's been in storage, waiting for you to grow into it. And now that you've passed through trials you didn't even have language for, endured lessons you didn't ask to learn, and survived spiritual wars that left your soul bruised but not broken, the moment has finally been approved for release. It's like a divine seal has been broken and what was once postponed is now activated. No more waiting in vain. No more wondering if you heard wrong. No more begging God for confirmation, Bess. This Friday will be your confirmation. The door you knock on this time isn't going to creak. It's going to swing open wide. And when it does, don't hesitate, don't second guess. Walk in with authority. Walk in knowing that heaven is behind you. Angels have gone ahead of you and divine protection has sealed the path beneath your feet. What if I told you the people who walked away did you a favor? What if I told you the betrayals that made you question your worth were actually heavenly? Subtractions because those exits were necessary for this elevation. Those goodbyes were the space clearing that had to happen before the historic hello could arrive. You don't need a crowd to be crowned. You just need alignment. And Friday is alignment in motion. Friday is divine precision taking shape. Friday is legacy beginning its bloom. Don't let the simplicity off day fool you. The sky may look the same. The calendar may look unchanged, but the realm of the spirit is roaring. Angels are moving documents, hearts, decisions, and resources in your favor. Emails will be sent, calls will be returned. Long forgotten promises will resurface. Unexpected approvals will arrive. Things you thought were long dead will show signs of life, all because this Friday is drenched in divine order. It's the day when promises grow wings and fly straight into your hands. It's the moment where the word delay gets deleted from your story and delivered becomes your new declaration. The version of you that kept apologizing for your glow is being retired. The version of you that asked for permission to be great is being buried. The version of you that stayed small to make others comfortable is being honored and released, because what's coming now doesn't require your shrinking. It requires your expanding. What's coming now doesn't need your permission. It needs your participation. It needs you to say yes. It needs you to stop waiting for a feeling and start moving with faith. Because faith isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, consistent obedience. Sometimes it's walking towards something even while shaking. And that's what you've done. You walked even while afraid. You believed even while crying. You gave even while empty. And now the heavens are responding with a history-making Friday. Everything about your life is about to begin operating at a higher frequency. You're going to think higher, speak higher, expect higher, demand higher. You will no longer tolerate what drains you. You will no longer chase what's beneath you. You will no longer carry what's not assigned to you because Friday is your divine reset. And this reset isn't about starting from scratch. It's about continuing from power. You're in it. Behind, you are just being built. And now that the building season has produced the right foundation, the expansion can begin. Your name is being elevated in places that used to ignore you. Your value is being noticed in spaces that once dismissed you. And fuel, the opportunity. The breakthrough that's arriving this Friday will not only serve you, it will overflow and bless others connected to you. Chosen one, let me say this. Friday is going to confirm something you thought was too far gone. A door you tried to walk through months or years ago and it didn't open will now open easily. But not because the door changed. Because you did. You're not the same person who tried before. You're wiser now. Stronger, sharper, more attuned, more aligned. You've gained spiritual muscle that can carry what's coming. You've shed the need to prove yourself. And now you simply are yourself. And that authenticity is attracting everything that's been divinely delayed. When you wake up on Friday, something in the air will feel different. You'll feel a stillness. A deep inner knowing. It may not come with fireworks, but it will come with a holy weight like a hush in spirit. Don't dismiss that. That's the divine silence before the arrival. That's heaven leaning in. That's destiny gathering itself to descend. Be alert, be ready, speak life. Guard your thoughts. Don't let negative voices rob you of expectation. This is your moment and nothing, absolutely nothing will be able to stop what's been appointed for you. Even if you don't feel ready, even if your heart is racing and doubt tries to whisper one last lie, remind yourself, I have been prepared for this. Not through ease, but through endurance. Not through applause, but through alignment. This Friday, you are not going to just witness history. You are going to make it with every decision, every declaration, every act of faith. You are stepping into a weekend that future you will look back on and say that's where everything turned. There is a reason why your spirit has been restless lately. There is a reason your sleep has been stirred. Your mind awakened in the middle of the night. Your heart racing with anticipation for something you can't fully explain. It's not anxiety, it's alignment, it's not fear. It's the feeling of divine timing creeping closer to the now. That uneasiness you feel is your internal compass trembling in the presence of a supernatural shift. Something is arriving that your spirit knew about long before your mind could understand it. And now that it's almost there, now that this historic Friday is almost within reach, everything within you is starting to stretch. Don't resist it. Let yourself stretch. Let your spirit make room for what's about to enter. Expansion is not always comfortable, but it is always necessary. This is the moment your timeline was waiting for. This Friday isn't just another end of the week rest day. It is a holy alignment point that intersects your purpose, your preparation, and your promise. It is when everything starts to accelerate. Not slowly, not subtly, but swiftly. One divine instruction. One phone call, one decision. One introduction cold wrote the next 10 years of your life in the space of 10 minutes. That's the kind of energy this Friday is bringing. That's the kind of favor that's been appointed to fall like rain on your life. And the truth is, it's not random. It's not coincidence. It's confirmation because you were always meant to rise. You were always meant to cross this threshold. You were always meant to be the one in your bloodline who did what others said couldn't be done. Friday is going to activate something even your past self didn't believe you could carry. But your current self is ready. The strength you've gained isn't always visible on the outside, but heaven sees it. The way you've healed, grown, forgiven, let go, prayed, and stayed the course even when things fell apart. That inner strength is what qualifies you now. You no longer carry the energy of someone begging for a breakthrough. You carry the vibration of someone who knows it's already on the way. And that shift in identity is why the spiritual realm has begun rearranging itself around you. Because when your identity evolves, so's your outcome. This Friday isn't arriving to save you, it's arriving to recognize you. Some of you are about to step into rooms you weren't even invited to, but heaven orchestrated a seat for you anyway. You're about to receive calls that were delayed, not denied. You're about to see finances released that were blocked, not forgotten. And you're about to realize that what looked like rejection was actually a route to a higher level reception. You didn't miss your moment. Your moment was simply waiting for the right version of you to catch up. And now here you are, wiser, more focused, spiritually alert, and positioned like never before to receive the kind of favor that makes others wonder how it all happened so fast. But you'll know the truth, it didn't happen fast. It happened faithfully. You were faithful when it was hard, and no faithfulness is turning into fruit. Do not mistake the quiet before Friday for inactivity. Just because you don't see a whirlwind of signs doesn't mean the shift isn't building. Often divine history is preceded by silence. The kind of silence that feels like nothing is moving. When in fact everything is being aligned. That's what this is. The universe is gathering itself. The spirituum is aligning coordinates. The angels have been dispatched. Your name is echoing. Through the heavens, something significant is approaching. And you will not have to chase it, it will find you. You will not have to force it. It will flow to you because it recognizes who you are. You are the one this moment has been waiting for. And Friday is coming to meet you where you are. This moment has global weight. This moment has generational weight. This moment is not about just one blessing. It's about breaking a cycle, ending a pattern, rewriting the narrative of your lineage. You are the interruption. You are the one that changes everything. You are the one that carries the favor that others in your family couldn't reach. You're going to make history because you are history in motion. And this Friday, the heavens are about to mark your story in a way that can never be erased. What is written now will echo across years. What happens this weekend will stretch beyond just your life. It will impact those around you, those yet to be born, those who will draw strength from your testimony. That's why the warfare was intense. That's why the delay was painful. Because this Friday doesn't just bless you, it shifts the timeline for many. This is not a time to doubt yourself. This is not a time to replay what didn't work. This is not a time to compare yourself to others. This is a time to remember who you are. You are royal in spirit. You are favored by the heavens. You are chosen not by accident but by divine appointment. And nothing can cancel what heaven has confirmed. Nothing can reverse what God has already decreed. And if this Friday has your name on it, then every force that tried to stop you must step aside. Prepare yourself, but not with fear, with faith. Begin to clear the space in your life, your thoughts, your habits, your routinado. Receive the next level of provision. Elevation requires separation. History-making moments require focus. What's coming is too weighty to be carried with distractions and divided loyalty. This is the season to become very intentional, to speak with clarity, to move with purpose, to step into rooms with quiet confidence and spiritual certainty. Because you're not walking alone. You're walking with every ounce of divine backing imaginable. When Friday comes, the evidence will speak for itself. A text, a contract, a divine encounter. A sudden shift. It will confirm everything this message has been preparing you for. It will be undeniable, unforgettable, and unquestionably yours. Chosen one. The reason this Friday feels unlike anything you've experienced before is because it is not rooted in what has already been. It is grounded in what is about to be. And that distinction is everything. You're not walking into another cycle. You're stepping into something brand new. A cycle ends where a pattern is repeated, but a shift begins when a bold decision, a divine interruption, or a prophetic appointment breaks that pattern. This Friday is not on repeat. It is on record. Something is being recorded in the spiritual archives of your life. This is the kind of moment heaven watches, not just blesses. It's a divine marking on your timeline that will separate your story into two halves, before this Friday and after this Friday. And what's so powerful about this moment is that it isn't about how hard you've worked. It's about what you've survived to arrive here. It's about who you've become when no one was watching. It's about how you chose stoic with integrity when you could have taken shortcuts. It's about how you chose love when bitterness would have been easier. It's about how you decided to heal instead of hurt others back. Heaven saw all of it. Every silent choice, every hidden seed, every quiet prayer whispered when no one knew you were fighting for your future. This Friday is heaven's response to your silent faithfulness. It's divine recompense. It's restoration. It's favor with interest, not just a return but a historic return, the kind of return that makes up for lost years. The kind of return that feels like 10 doors opening at once. The kind of return that doesn't just answer your need, it rewrites your future. Don't underestimate what you're stepping into just because it hasn't happened yet. Most divine shifts don't announce themselves with thunder. They slip in through obedience. They arrive while you're still catching your breath from the last battle. They surprise you while you're quietly being faithful. That's why it's so important to recognize the season you're in. And right now, chosen one, you are in a season of prophetic proximity. You're standing closer to breakthrough than you've ever been. Closer to promotion, closer to divine alignment, closer to divine provision. The veil between you and what you prayed for is paper thin. And this Friday is hand that tears it wide open. Let's get even more real. This Friday is going to expose some things. Yes, you heard that correctly. Exposure is part of the divine plan, because before you can carry the weight of new favor, some old illusions must break. People, habits, environments, mindsets, anything that was attached to a version of you that no longer exists may not survive this shift. And that's not a punishment, that's protection. You cannot step into your new with outdated alliances, expired thinking, or emotional weights that are too heavy for where you're going. So don't be alarmed if some things fall away. Don't panic if certain people stop responding. That's the confirmation that the elevation has already started. You're not buying a bandit. You're being separated. Because God does not place diamonds in dirty settings. He prepares a clean foundation for something rare, and you, chosen one, are rare. You are precious, and this Friday is proof. What is coming isn't just a shift of finances or opportunity. It is a shift of identity. You are being seen differently in the spiritual and natural realms. You're being recognized by people who once overlooked you. You're being honored in circles that once kept you out. You're being summoned to higher ground. And that call cannot be delayed, diluted, or denied. That space you're about to occupy isn't something you'll need to force your way into. It's something you were designated for. You won't have to fake it. You won't have to beg. You won't even have to explain. All you'll need to do is walk. Because walking is the signal to heaven that you believe. Walking is the proof of faith. And this Friday, heaven is looking for movement. Get this in your spirit. There are things happening for you right now that you haven't even prayed for. Because God is moving beyond your request and into your need. There are blessings being released. For the version of you that's coming, not just version of you that was. That means you're being provided for ahead of time. That means the help, the wealth, the clarity, the connection you thought you'd need to go out and search for, they are already being sent in your direction. They are magnetized to your name. They are attracted to your vibration. That's what happens when you're in divine flow. This Friday is not about you trying harder. It's about you receiving differently. Receiving as a chosen one. Receiving without guilt. Receiving with boldness. Receiving as someone who knows they are aligned, not lucky. And yes, there are still people watching you in silence. There are those who dismissed you too quickly. There are those who mocked your vision. overlooked your potential, counted you out when you were just getting started. But that won't matter because this Friday is entire revenge. It's your reward. You're not here to prove a point. You're here to walk in purpose. And when you walk in purpose, the proof reveals itself. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them whisper dot because by the time they figure it out, you'll already be operating at a whole new frequency. You're not chasing validation. You're embodying elevation. And that frequency cannot be faked, copied, or denied. It's divine. So now take a breath. You're not late. You ran it behind. You're right on time. Everything you need for this next level is already within you or already en route to you. And every challenge you faced leading up to now was not a sign to give up. It was a setup to be recognized. God had to prove your resilience so you'd be ready when history called your name. And chosen one, history is calling. This Friday is calling. It is summoning the real you to rise. Let it settle in your spirit now, chosen one. This Friday will mark the first day you will no longer live from the echoes of past pain, but from thera of divine fulfillment. There will be a moment, subtle or massive, where time slows and your eyes shift and you will realize it's happening. You'll look around and feel it. You'll hear the tone of voices change when they speak your name. You'll sense the difference in the way the atmosphere welcomes you. Something will have broken in the heavens. Not against you, but for you, that moment will be the official confirmation. The heavens have opened a vault, and your life is now flowing into a realm you were always meant to walk in. And what's even more astounding is that what's coming to you isn't just for celebration, it's for continuation. You're not being lifted for the sake of applause. You're being lifted to fulfill the assignment that was seated in your soul before you took your first breath. This Friday doesn't just unlock blessings, it unlocks blueprints. You're going to begin to see instructions. You'll feel them. You'll wake up with ideas. Downloads will commando your spirit at strange hours. Doors will open to places you once dreamed of but dared not speak about. You're not just rising. You're being positioned, and heaven is organizing all the pieces around you so your rise becomes undeniable, uncheckable, and unstoppable. There are people who will see you differently after Friday. Not because you changed overnight, but because the veil has been lifted. Your light will no longer be hidden. Your power will no longer be veiled. The energy around y'all will speak before you do. And the irony is, while you may feel calm, settled, and centered, the world around you will begin to feel your shift like a thunderclap in the spirit. They will sense that something has changed in the atmosphere the moment you walk in. And they'll be right. You have changed, but not recently. You changed when you didn't quit, when you stayed faithful, when you chose purpose over pressure. And now that change is finally being seen in the natural. This Friday, it becomes undeniable. This is the version of you that God was waiting to reveal. Not the one who performed for love, not the one who lived for validation, but the one who stands still and is fully aware of their value. The one who walks into rooms knowing that their spirit carries legacy, that their presence shifts atmospheres, that their obedience is a weapon of mass creation. You are not timid. You are not uncertain. You are not confused. This Friday, all of that lifts. The fog clears. The identity confusion ends. Yah will know who you are, and so will everyone around you. And perhaps the most important thing to grasp right now is this. What is about to enter your life isn't coming to test you. It's coming to trust you. God is trusting you with new influence, with greater reach, with more responsibility, with visible favor, with supernatural wealth, with lasting opportunities. Because your heart stayed pure when it could have grown bitter. Because you gave when you had every excuse to hoard. Because you chose silence when your spirit could have raged. This Friday is divine trust manifesting as visible reward. And this isn't a temporary burst of favor. It's a sustained stream. Once the faucet opens, it doesn't close. The vault fade releases on Friday doesn't shut, it flows. And with that flow comes a new rhythm. You won't just live to survive anymore. You'll live to strategize, toastward, to build, to bless. The version of you that hustled just to get by is retiring. The version of you that was always almost there is disappearing. The version of you that worried about how, when, and where will be silenced by a new version that simply knows.